Yo, what's good, everyone? Quest Lord, aka Noah here with Carlos,
Hello there.
to analyze his match between him and the Tulsa Huntails. Uh, Carlos is on the left, and then Rogue is on the right. Um, so let's just get right into it. Well, first of all, let's get right into it. All right, so pretty standard starts. Um, Volt switches, Magma Storm, that's fine. Maybe he should have went into Terrakion instead, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Maybe he wanted to preserve Terrakion because that was his sweeper. And then he also has a Roost on Kyurem, so it didn't really matter in the end. Um, Kyurem gets off a Tox. They trade Toxics, which on both sides really, you know, kind of helped killing both of them. Um,
Yeah, those toxics ended up being very crucial on both sides.
mhm.
One for whittling down the floor just so it pressured me a lot, and the other ends up putting up work, helping kill the Kieran. But
All right,
yeah,
so turn 8. Let's just go back. All right, so Flash Cannon does over half, wishes, and then Carlos overpredicts and then does an Earth Power. Uh, he was trying to. Here, you can explain.
yeah. Basically, I figured he'd either protect to get the wish on Sylveon, or go into Salazzle, or maybe Terrakion, or really, I just felt like there wasn't any way he was gonna sack his Sylveon, and so I went for the Earth Power. And uh, after reviewing it, we realized that probably definitely my best play would have been just going for Flash Cannon, because if he goes into Salazzle, then Hidden Power Ground only does it doesn't it's not gonna kill me, nowhere near that. It does like 50, 60, something like that. And so if he goes into Salazzle here, which is that what he does? No, he goes into
No.
Kirim. If he goes into Salazzle there, then I'll be fine because I got the flash. I can Earth Power the next turn. Or if he goes into Kirim right here, Flash Cannon would have done. Uh, or wait, no, never mind. I'd still switch out on Kirim, but basically, I there was no reason I shouldn't have got that kill on Sylveon. I just overpredicted, and
Hmm.
I forgot Earth Power wasn't is neutral in Galvantula, because resistances are stupid, and I'm never gonna remember them ever. So,
All right, so I'm on
yeah,
turn 11. He decides to switch into Galvantula to set up webs. Probably because what you were saying is that he kind of needed Galvantula for the Crocoon, because that was really its only check. Uh, that and then another thing I'll get in later. But so yeah, Carlos is saying that he should have saved the Galvantula and waited till Webs later, since Webs actually didn't play that big of a role in this game.
yeah, because just having Galvantula around, it at least pressures Suicune offensively. Well, nothing else on his team really can. Once it starts getting set up, or yeah, it was just I guess he felt Webs was really necessary against my team, but I I think not a lot of I didn't you know I'm running a lot of mons that are sort of hurt by Webs, but it's like at the same time it doesn't really hurt me all too much, because I could either defog it away later after he's sagging his Galvantula here, so he can't get it back up. Sagging it to rocks pretty much. So Webb's just I feel like he could have gone into maybe Salazzle right here and pressured me some more, or whatever mon he was wanting to at the time, because right here all he really achieved was sacking off his Galvantula.
Hmm. So I'm highlighting turn 13 here too because this, in my opinion, was a misplay on your part. Uh, or turn 14. So
Yeah,
it was probably gonna die to toxic or really close next turn, but he stays into you stay into the HP ground, which is for the Heatran, um, and then you pretty much sack off Florges, um, when you could have switched into Salamence, and then Florges would have still been at half, uh, and then HP ground wouldn't have done anything against it. You said that Sludge Bomb does like over half, but it doesn't really matter because Dragon Claw just kills it. So you could have played that better. And actually, Salamence didn't come in this game, so
Yeah,
in the end, it
yeah,
didn't really matter.
definitely with that play. Uh, like I knew he was going for the HP ground there. It was is pretty obvious. It's the right play to make there, and so I didn't even think of switching into Salamence, which would have been a great play. Uh, I think maybe I was worried about the Skarmory, because my set is a really weird set where Skarmory walls me really hard because my only offensive moves were EQ and Steel Wing. So I was a little worried about that, but at the same time, it didn't really matter because Skarmory coming in just allows me to go into Heliolisk or Heatran or any of my other offensive ones. So I even could have gotten off the free defog there if I had gone into that and killed it, and then he goes into Skarm. I can get a defog off, and that would have been like the webs wasn't too bad, but it would have been nice to get rid of webs just so my Scarf Heracross could have put in work
And the Heliolisk,
potentially. But yeah,
but it didn't really matter in the end. Kind of worked out. Uh, Switches into so setting up some Calm Minds, and then he switches into Curum. He's now turn 19. He probably should have switched out into, because later kind of he switches into it, kind of telling me that, well, he probably had Whirlwind, and he probably should have switched into Scarm turn 19 instead of Toxicking, because pretty much most of the time when um, Suicune has Calm Mind, it's Crocoon, so the Toxic wouldn't matter, and it's basically a waste of Toxic, and he could have switched into Scarm to get that Whirlwind off and, you know, stop setting up.
yeah, that's the only thing from the team that he brought that we could see that could help, like because the Skarm can live a hit when I'm at +2 with Suicune, and going for Toxic there, um, it's only gonna help if he's sure I don't. I guess at this point he's pretty sure I don't have aromatherapy, but uh, he definitely maybe he could have brought Taunt. I don't know what mons of his gets that, but Taunt shuts that down because I feel like relying on Whirlwind going into the match as the only way to stop Crocoon. You only get a Whirlwind once basically because if I get up to +1 or +2, I'm doing over half. So
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like either he should have brought something else for it, or definitely gone for the Whirlwind there at least.
Yeah, but in the end, he just switches to it, decides to take the risk, and either hope for either, like, basically just don't hit me with Scold, but he did in the first one. Uh, Continues to get lucky and continues to get Scolds.
Yeah,
Didn't really matter, but it just kind of sped up the process.
yeah, because once Skarm and Galvantula were down,
Mm-hmm.
um, Suicune sort of just won.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
there was, unless he got some crits or something like that, or was able to hit with Terrakion multiple times while I was asleep, and I pulled like rests or calm minds. Like it wasn't gonna really happen at that point.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, pretty cut and dry after this. Just waiting for the 6-0. So it ended up that Flora just played. It didn't really matter because he 6-0'd anyway. But just a little thing for the future.
Little things to work on.
Yeah.
Like in all these videos, we're not criticizing everyone just to criticize them. It's sort of positive feedback to work on. Like in this match, I definitely misplayed with Florges and a few other things. And going into next week now, I can be more prepared to not make those little misplays that would have set me up better for later. Even though I did get the 6-0, I still could have done well. I could have done things better.
Mm-hmm. And that's really our goal with our commentary in these matches. Um, and and of course, if like we miss anything, like you had a different set than we thought you would, and of course, most of the stuff or like the specific stuff we say might not apply, but just general things and kind of things to think about. Because in the end, Pokemon's a game of like a bunch of little things, a bunch of like little experiences that you have to kind of apply to every next game, and every game's kind of a learning experience. So just here to analyze the matches, and I'm having a decent amount of fun with them, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, see y'all next time. Peace.